And then at the end, 23rd, 24th, he mentions about the choices between divine and demonic. So, like this, if you see, the whole chapter is been divided. So, only in these three shlokas you will find the divine qualities. And this is something which is very important for devotees to inculcate these 26 qualities which has been explained here. So, these are the qualities of a devotee. So Bhavanti, the Sampati Daivim. So the nature which has been explained here towards the last second line, Sampati Daivam. So Abhijatasya Bharata. So Krishna is telling that the godly disposition of the divine nature, they have these qualities from right from their birth. So nature is also the nature. We also have certain natures. Everybody has certain nature. So the nature is shaped by nurture and culture. So there are two things. Nature is there. How your nature is formed? Because of the nurturing and culturing. Okay. So our behavior is shaped by these things. Okay. So how do we behave? Because of our nature. And how is your nature been built? Because of your nurture and culture. So, nature is something which is born within. We all have certain tendencies, physical appearance, characteristics, likes, dislikes, right from our childhood. We usually, we speak among ourselves. See that person. He behaves like this only. He's because of his father or because of his mother's nature. So we generally discuss like this. So, but it's not at the soul level, it's about the appearance of the body. That's how it has been explained. Okay, and this is because of the previous karmas we have been carrying. That's why we have come to this level. Now, what is this nurture? Okay, we know what is the nature. What is the nurture? So, nurture is nothing but how we are grown with values. So, how we have been inculcating or imbibing those values. So, that is nurturing. And what is the culture? Culture is the environment or the association we live with when we are growing. So the values we carry and the association and the environment or the atmosphere we live. So both nurture and culture, nourishes our nature, and that is how with this nature we will be showing our behavior. And beyond this is our free will. Beyond that is free will. So because of the interference of free will is our choice. The free will can change anybody's behavior. It's not necessary that whatever the nature or nurture or culture you'll be, you can be like that only. Your nature can be changed by the association of devotees. Okay, so all these shape our behavior generally. So if I have to come down to that point, so because of the free will, you take a choice in your life, that becomes the change in your behavior. And this can be always chosen by the free will. If you see what this free will is, the independence to think and analyze, asking the questions or inquiring, inquisitiveness, that is not there among the animals. If you see the animals, if you see, for example, the lion or if you see the tiger, so they have a particular nature. The nurturing is done by their pride and the culture. It's completely different. Whereas same as if you see the deers or if you see the wildebeest, their nature is completely different. Now they if they have to meet each other, even if the deers or the wildebeest is in thousands in number, even one or two and this carnivorous animal, either lion or tiger, they will run away. That's how their nature has been built. Now this is something which is given by the nature. That is how it has been programmed. They don't have that willpower or that free will to that intelligence to change that. They don't have that. Both of them, either carnivorous or omnivorous, or the herbivorous. But when we take the human birth, we have this choice. So that is why it is said, Durlabha Manava Janma. So this human birth is rare, and once you attain this, is very, very, very precious time we have that we can choose to this path of bhakti, so that we can make sure we go towards the the devotional aspect, the bhakti process. whereas the animals do not have that process. So that is very important. Why there's a difference between the animals and humans. Yeah, so talking about this, now these qualities, they're very huge. Okay, it's very difficult to explain in in half an hour because there are 26 qualities. But little by little, we can just go through. So first of all, the abhayam, the fearlessness, it doesn't come by absence of fear, but by the presence of a cause. Which, for example, if devotees have to speak about this, so don't tell Krishna how big your problem is. Okay, tell your problems how big Krishna is. Then your problem becomes very small. Yeah. So please remember this. Don't tell Krishna how big your problem is. Everybody goes through, everybody has certain problems. Don't keep telling Krishna, this is my problem, this is my problem. Look at the problem and tell how big Krishna is, how great Krishna is. Then the problem itself will look very, very tiny. So this is very good quality which we need to have. And this is a godly quality, having abhayam sattva samshuddhir. So abhayam means qualities which are being cultivated by sannyasis. Usually, generally in the olden days, a sannyasi would go in travel alone inside the jungles also. Nowadays, we don't have jungles. But this was the quality that they were completely abhayam. They used to be completely fearless. So sattva samshuddhir. And this is called the purification of one's existence. There are so many impurities which is coming across us. So Srila Prabhupada focuses on the impurities like lust. We can free ourselves from lust by avoiding internal and external triggering. So internal is something which the thought comes, that is which I can control. I have to control. And external, something I see, I have to control. So it can be man or woman, whatever it is. It mostly lust relates to the sexual thoughts or the observations. So existence of one's purification. Gnana yoga vyavastitaha, cultivation of knowledge. This is for sannyasis because once they give up everything, their always the thoughts or their activities is of knowing more and more about the Lord. So cultivation of knowledge is very much required. Danam dhamascha yagnascha. Dana is charity. Danaha. Danam. So charity is important for householders. Now, if you see the previous two, three qualities, it mainly focuses on sannyasi. Then this Danam, Dhamas, Yagnascha, charity focuses on householders earn. So they have to give certain charity to out of out of their willingness, not out of forceful or out of compulsion. So that should be avoided. So the idea of charity should come in your heart itself. So that giving mentality should be there because we possess so many things. So charity should be given to Krishna and Krishna's organization, because wherever the Krishna consciousness development happens, you should go forward and give charity. It helps others get Krishna consciousness, be it in the form of Annadana, Prasadam, or be it in the form of books or some development, maybe a center is coming up, or some need is there, requirement is there. So, like that, whatever is there, we have to give. The mentality here is people will think that only if I have so much of wealth, I can give. But when they get so much of wealth, they will not give, they want more and more. That is the mentality it will develop. But whatever our capacity, even if it is a smaller amount also, if we start giving out, it will help. Any form it can be, as it explains. So Danam damascha yagnascha. Damash means sense control. Sense control is also required for householders, not only for sannyasis or any varnas or ashramas. Sense control is required for everyone, including householders, because in household life, the purpose of marriage is for not for sense gratification. It is to understand that both the partners help together each other, understanding Krishna. So their center of the house will become Krishna, It's not only the sexuality. Okay, nowadays it's become a fashion that because they love each other, the each other's partner they think to be machines, the sex machines. No, that is not the ultimate idea. Sexuality is part of human creation, as animals also have, we also have. But one thing is, we start sexualizing everything. Sexuality and sexualization is different. Sexualization means we reduce everything to sexual terms. Everything you see in those terms only. So marriage relationship is not like that. So we have to understand what our couples are. We have to start seeing each other as they are the tool or instrument for me to upgrade or move ahead, transcend myself in Krishna consciousness, and move towards that goal. That is what is required. So we have to develop that attitude. So this requires sense control. So dhanam is done, damash is done. Dhanam, damascha, yagnascha. Yagnaha means sacrifice. So we have explained about the sacrifices. So the householder does a lot of sacrifices for the family, grahasthas. So abhayam sattva samshuddhi gnana yoga vyavasthita for sannyasis. Dhanam, damascha, yagnascha are grahasthas. Swadhyaya tapa arjavam. So Prabhupada mentions Swadhyaya is meant for brahmacharis. Swadhyaya means student life. So generally, if you see in the earlier Vedic life, the students would usually go to the Gurukula at the age of 5 and up to 25, maximum up to 25. So that means 20 years they would have surrendered, served under a guru. So that is what they would have done. So that is Swadhyaya. But nowadays we don't see that generally late after they finish the college, they are joining the ashramas and for they stay for some years, then they get married, then they handle the household life in the temples. That is how it is running right now. But that is because of the circumstances like that. But generally, in those days, all the knowledge and everything, the student life was spent completely under the care of Guru, right from the age of 5. So that is how the brahmachari. And after which the age, certain age, they can decide whether they want to get married or they want to remain lifelong Naishtika brahmacharis. So that was the option which was given. So Swadhyayas Tapa Arjavam. So Tapaha. Tapaha is meant for Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means a person living as a Grahastha, but they are kind of away from the household life. Certain responsibilities are away. So Grahastha, we have already explained, discussed, we know about that. So there's comfortable life, household life, money is coming in, there's so many things to handle. So Vanaprastha is like you live with your partner, but still you're more traveling and you want to inculcate more into Krishna consciousness, visit various places, live in the association with the devotees. That is what Vanaprastha means. Now it is very difficult in today's world because by the time we come to the Vanaprastha stage, we have so many diseases. So accepting austerity is very difficult. So here it is a tapa arjavam. Tapa means tapasya. So generally nowadays what we do is Vanaprastha also it is happening in the house only. Now Varnashrama is implemented in today's age that is very difficult. But the important point is how we live with those principles, understands those these things to develop these qualities. We can practice spiritual life. So that is very much required. Vanaprastha is something like extension. At least we see sannyasis, at least we see brahmacharis, we see grahasthas generally. Student life here and there we see. But Vanaprastha we don't see very difficult because Vanaprastha means they have to go in the jungle. They may meet the saintly person. So we don't have jungle, so we don't see any sannyasis also going there. So it's not possible nowadays. So the idea is not there. But the idea is to accept the austerity in the service of Krishna. So that is required. So if you see the shloka, the Varnashrama dharma, it is for the society is very nicely explained. All these qualities which we can develop ourselves. So very important. Why? Because actually when we are sick, we have to take treatment which we may not like it. We generally we do not like when we want treatment, when we are sick. So, but here Krishna explains, no, no, these are medicines, Arjuna. You have to, develop this, he says. So, Arjavam means truthfulness. Everyone, irrespective of any class of being, truthfulness is required, especially for the Brahmana. Brahmana should be truthful, and the truth, he has to speak about absolute truth. So, that is very much required. Ahimsa is primarily for the Brahmana. Um, for example, if you see, Vashishta did not fight with Valmiki because when he was taking the Surbi cow. So ahimsa. So there he applied, and ahimsa generally means we will not encroach upon others' freedom or independence. So that is called ahimsa. Okay, it's not just non-vegetarian, vegetarian. It's about we don't try to encroach upon others' independence. So that is so Brahmana takes action according to the requirement. For example, Brahmanas also can kill if there is a requirement for establishment of dharma. For example, the Bhagavatam story you might have heard about King Vena. All the Brahmanas, just by words, they cursed him and killed him. They did not like physically hit him with a sword or they kill him. But because he was such a cruel and demoniac king, Vena, so they cursed him and he got killed. So wherever it is required, they will use their weapons. Okay, so that is required. Satyam. So what is the difference between Arjavam, truthfulness, and Satyam? Satyam means one who does not distort the truth. So Satyam means the truth which is there, we will not destroy it or manipulate for our personal interest. Now, this is very much prevalent in today's world. They will take some truth and they will manipulate, especially the political, personalities. Or if you see, even in our daily life, also we'll see some truth and they would have manipulated because of the personal interest. So that is very much incorrect. Okay, so asatyam, it becomes asatyam. So satyam is that. Krodha means anger. Akrodha means one should not become angry. So akrodha, what is the meaning here? Akrodha means even if there is a situation, there is a provocation, someone is trying to provoke you, you should be tolerant as much as possible. Or else we have seen that in our house, ourselves or somebody else, when they become angry, the entire body gets polluted. The thoughts, the way they behave, the physical appearance, the way they walk, they talk, everything, the things. If you see, when we fight, what happens? We are always into that thought and we are in the revenge mode, avenge mode. So that is how anger is. So here, Akrodha, what Krishna is telling, we have to tolerate as much as possible and calm down our mind. So that is what is required. So everything, BP is rising, our face, eyes, everything become red. Yeah. So Akrodha. So we have to tolerate. So how do we control this Akrodha? Okay, Prabhuji is telling you have to calm down, but there is a situation going on provoking. Wife is going on provoking, husband is going on provoking, children are provoking. So what to do? Think about the higher purpose of life. Think about higher purpose of life. These small things keep provoking you. Prabhupada mentions that in Krishna's Krishna book, that one's greatness has to be estimated by one's ability to tolerate provoking situations. That means when there is reason to be angry, but one stays calm, then that is calmness and that is akrodham. So the mind has to be calmed down as much as possible. We have to understand why we are getting angry. First of all, is it better to get angry now? Is it better when we get angry to show that to the other person that my anger, or is there a greater purpose? What is the reason behind it? So that we have to know who's controlling us. Is it my senses who has taken over me? That we have to understand. Next is apaishunam, aversion to fault finding. So this is very important for not only devotees or non-devotees, everybody. This is very hot topic Because today we do this very much. Fault finding is nothing but gossiping, finding fault in others. Gossip generally means we talk about fault of others. We keep talking so many things. This person, this day, either office or in the temple. We don't take darshan. We just go pay obeisance, take darshan, immediately go to our friends, our like-minded people there and start talking about others. That is what we usually do in the temples. No, gossiping completely stop. Try to find good qualities. Try to talk good about others. This Mataji did very nice. I learned this quality from her. I learned this from Prabhuji's class. I learned this from the behavior of Prabhuji. They may have 100 faults, but one good quality is very, very essential for us. So devotees have to delight in the glories of Krishna or glories of other devotees. This is the formula. You have to talk about Krishna and talk about other good qualities in the devotees, not about the faults in others. He did like this, his behavior is like this, they both did like this. So generally, people also talk like this. This distasteful. This is very distasteful, So something we take very nice to our tongue that is very tasteful. And similarly, the taste for the mind is this gossip. But this is a very distasteful for a cultured person. So that's why we have to avoid gossiping. Apaishunam, aversion to fault finding. We are just keeping on going and judging people. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur mentions that criticizing general living entities also is unnecessary and it is not good. Leave devotees. So we do this. So the characteristic of an advanced devotee has been explained by Rupa Goswami that they don't have inclination to criticize anybody. Leave alone devotees. They don't have inclination to criticize any, even animal or any living entity. So he says everyone with a spiritual potential, he is potential to become a devotee. That is how they see. So that has to be developed. So Apayashinam is a very nice topic. We can have a separate class for that only. So that is very much required. Okay. Here means modesty. One should not act in a way very undesirable or inappropriate. The way we behave, we showcase ourselves, the way we wear our clothes. It should be modest, as simple as possible. If you see today's the enamor, the glamour they carry, the fashion it has become. I go to this street, I'll go to this area, I want to wear this, I have these kind of friends, I have to show them like this. So for that, I have to spend. No, as much as possible, modest way to live. It's fine, whatever our capacity, we will live. So this is modesty. And we have to cover our body, especially women also. Even Prabhuji also, we have to cover as much as possible. Today, it's completely opposite. We see Bollywood, Hollywood, whatever, Sandalwood, all this is influence which is going on because of movies, the videos, influencers, YouTube influencers, Instagram. This is spoiling the youth today. So the more, I don't know, maybe they'll not wear clothes in the future. So that is where it is heading towards now. So modesty is very much required. The modesty comes outwards only if you have in your mind. Achapalam. Achapalam means determination. Determination, one does not become restless, one stays focused, one stays determined. Okay, so quickly I'll finish another few. This one is there. Okay, qualities. It's already late. Tejaha, vigor, strength, or effulgence. So Kshatriyas should have this quality. Strength, the Tejaha, vigor, effulgence should be there with them. Shaucham, cleanliness. Cleanliness not only to the mind or to the body also. We only have cleanliness towards the body, but mind also has to be cleaned. Adrohaha, freedom from envy. So somebody has something, we also want something. So the same thing, that is envy. Don't live that fashion, that lifestyle. Whatever they have their capacity. Whatever we want, we will live according to our needs. If it is needful, it is necessary, then we will purchase it. So that is how Varnashrama teaches us. So we have to be very careful in this. Okay. Nati manita. Na means not. Ati manita. Expectation of honor. Too much of expectation of honor is not good. Or else we have this, this mentality. Somebody doesn't respect or somebody doesn't honor me, I will not talk to him. I'll never go in that sangha. That becomes part of our, no, I don't want to go to this group anymore. I don't want to attend this Prabhuji's class, or I don't want to meet him. I don't want to go to this temple only. This mentality come because they don't respect me, they don't give me honor. Now, why you're going to the temple? Why you're going to the association? To hear Krishna Katha, to pay your obeisances, respects, respect the devotees. So we always expect that. Because this is a disease, expectation. This is a disease. Always demanding respect. Appreciation. Appreciation for the self is a disease. We always expect the appreciation by others that they should always appreciate me. That is the disease. So one does not demand respect. Okay, this is very essential. So in spiritual life, one can accept respect, but does not expect respect. You can accept it, but you cannot expect it always. So you should praise others, of course. As I said, if you praise others, they will also praise you. But don't expect that praise from others. Because you praised others, okay. Oh, that person didn't praise me. I get lost. I don't want to talk to him. So that is not. It's very unworthy, personality what we are showing. Okay. So these are the things which qualities. There are so many things we can discuss, but it's very long shloka. You have to understand this. So go through this purport again. Is a very big purport. So it's very nice. So cultivate these qualities as Srila Prabhupada has mentioned. So I end my class here. Okay. Thank you very much. Meet you again next month. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dandas pranam to all the devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Dandavat
Prabhuji.
pranam.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
pranam.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Pranam to everybody assembled.